I have never been so concrete in a king hunt in my life.
Salty, what are you doing right now? Oh my god! You can't be stopped! And you're saying everything out loud, so if anyone was like, oh, I don't even, how is he finding these moves? You're saying what you're thinking, you're saying what you're doing. Why don't we get you queued up for some games so that the people can spectate? I'll follow you here.
I'll jump right in.
There we go. Good luck.
Ooh, C4. I probably faced this like 2 times in this entire week over the course of.
Keep going with the same usual stuff. Instead of D5, hit him with E6 first. Okay. And then and then you get your. There you go. Now you got your stuff. See, remember C4 will often just transpose into D4.
Got it. So here.
All right. Salty aborts C4, yeah. We didn't talk about C4.
6. Take. Already looking to go knight D7 and just trade. He's also looking to trade here as well. Maybe a dark script could be fine here. But
went for a little breakfast burrito energy.
Because I played G6, so my dark scripts are definitely weaker, which means his bishop is a lot more valuable, or my bishop is more valuable than his. Bishop here.
Breakfast burrito.
Let's go here. Wow, letting me trail light script bishops and get this move in. And now I'm gonna just reroute my bishop to G7 and hold down the dark squares.
By the way, Salty's
I can already see a forced queen trade here.
This game has been beautiful.
Takes, rook okay, he goes bishop takes.
It's been very good.
If I go over here though, aren't I just threatening F6 here? Threatening a little queen trade if you don't mind.
Salty going for queen
trades. The fact that
trades.
we're winning an exchange there is irrelevant. It's the queen trade that's important. The queen trade. Now rook d8 for more pressure on that tender looking pawn. And now here there are no rook sacks just yet, but long term that is something he has to be mindful of. That his queen there doesn't simply hang. And I just win a free pawn here, don't I? I take, and if rook pins me, I have check on f3.
He's right. This is a model game.
And I'm up a clean pawn here.
Free bishop?
I guess he gets rook e7.
What are you guys talking about?
Rook e7 definitely is a move for him here.
Oh, you guys are talking about f5? Really?
Right, let's make it complicated here.
Jesus. You guys are engine warriors.
Pawn and
you guys are like looking at the eval. Like,
win that B
well,
pawn.
Actually, he missed a free piece. It's like there wasn't a hanging piece. It's like a tactic. And it only works
to draw. Let him trade
because of this.
Pawn for his pawn. And only black can be better here.
I can't take the engine chat seriously. Like I said, 400s with engines.
Should I get a pawn to h4 here? I mean, you're gonna let me, buddy, sure. Keep that king of his in a box. Slowly walk our way in here. H5.
Let's see what he can do here. Only black should win, but you can flag if you're not careful.
Endgame. Yeah, it's clearly going to be a draw. This is the first time I've actually played like a very professional draw and endgame. It is definitely a surreal moment here. I could have probably pushed, but I believe these type of endgames, from what I hear from strong GMs commentary and watching their games, these are usually just drawing games 3 versus 2 on one side of the board.
You're definitely correct. You're definitely correct. It is a draw, but as the guy with the extra pawn, you probably want the draw to be like, earned, and also like, you know, You work a little bit, maybe you trade one pawn, you work a little bit, trade another. You work a little bit, maybe you draw with one pawn on the board. You may as well make him earn it as much as possible, but if you weren't feeling confident, you are down like 30 seconds. So,
and my endgame technique isn't the most cleanest.
Not yet. So, all things considered, I don't think it's a bad result, and it was definitely a very, very good game. Like, start to finish. And look how c4 transformed for you. You started with like, what the hell do I do? And then, just e6, d5, and you're back to normal.
Exactly. I haven't faced English in, I think that was actually the first time I faced it in this entire 7 days, which is pretty strange. Usually I get with everything, the hippo, the ready, like everything, but the English for some reason, not so much.
Rook d1, by the way, was a very, very strong move. Rook d1 check and then rook d2.
I realized because I remember you once said like ages ago, in a rook endgame, if you're passive, like you're already lost. And I realized in that scenario, I can't defend my b pawn, so I had to be active.
That's a very good move. Yep, very good move. Rook d1, rook d2, which meant that you were the guy that stayed up a pawn at the end.
Exactly. See, that's like a small little thing I remembered from like way back.
I love it.
I take notes sometimes.
Salty, you don't always take notes, but you just don't actually read your notes later. You always take them. But that was very good. I thought that overall was an extremely high quality game. I wouldn't be surprised if the game review for this game is like super high.
Let me actually check it here real quick. I'm actually curious because that's probably one of my highest quality games in like over 6 years. And I'm exaggerating because my average actually is normally like 60%. And that's being generous. Yeah, 87% accuracy here.
87%. There you go. That's what I'm saying. Like
zero blunders that's huge.
0 blunders. Am I hearing that right?
Exactly. Usually I get like at least 2, and those are involving like p sacks that are dubious or pawn sacks.
Well, it looks like tough first game, but a win. Great second game and a draw. Okay, fair result. Let's keep the energy going. I'm liking what I'm seeing today. You're looking fresh.
Exactly. All right, and you get black again. And this is, like I said, before I used to never be comfortable with black unless it was my e4, my d5 c pawn sack, or my England game, specifically the queen sack line. Any other line, nah. So the fact that I can play the French or even d5 against pretty much anything and still feel great about it, it's a great feeling to have. Be comfortable with a whole new set of pieces.
Salty's playing very well.
What is he playing here? I'm not sure.
I like this game.
On d5. Well, we both have an isolated pawn. I haven't gotten too many of these types of.
This is a very strong game.
One thing I do know is he can't castle.
That's right.
That's pretty nice. And if he goes knight e5, I'll go knight c6, and I'll go f6, kick him out, and just trade pieces.
Salty is my knight, absolutely correct.
Well, here actually I can just go f6 immediately. I could, but should I is the question.
Both moves are good.
Probably should, honestly. You know why? Because that means he's forever in the pin here. Unless he rerolls his knight to like f4 or something, which I'm gonna stop right now. And I'm starting to win a pawn here.
It's crazy.
It's so important just to be able to identify your opponent's plans and prevent them. That might not always be the most,
Salty's like peaking right now.
Engine moves.
Yeah, that's a great move.
At my level, honestly, that works wonders, man. That works wonders. And now he's just begging me.
I think he forgot he could take this.
To castle here.
But still,
I'm dreading knight takes.
He's keeping his
d4 here.
Pressure.
Winning a pawn and check.
Salty's.
And now he just straight up can't defend the bishop.
This has been a very, very nice game.
You can't play it, buddy. He's got no moves here. He just could not castle.
He didn't play queen g2, but his plan was to keep the pin.
What the
this was a very nice game.
Hell, man. I'm telling you guys, this rehab program is like...
Salty, very nice game.
Thank you, Aman.
The chat's going to get on your back for not playing queen takes g2 after knight c5, but I knew that you were hell-bent on keeping the bishop pin, which which is very acceptable. Like you just had a plan. For better for worse, you were going to stick to it. And guess what? He couldn't castle. He was never going to enjoy playing that position. And then you played knight d4 and just knocked him out of the park.
My favorite move was move 13. After knight to d3, I played queen to
Love
e4.
that move.
Just stopping is one idea. Like that is just...
Love that move.
I know that feeling. It's just so painful when you clearly have a plan and your opponent refuses to let you have it.
That was, I agree, probably my favorite move as well, because he can like play his knight c5, and okay, if he had played queen g2, great. But even you playing queen e7, it's like maybe he would play knight d3 back, maybe you would play queen e4 back, and then you would notice, okay, knight c5, I'm not going to repeat, maybe I'll go queen g2.
Exactly.
But you just had easy development. You're never going to let him castle, and I like that you took on d5 with the knight early on move 8 instead of the pawn. Get more trades in, and also try to like have him with an isolated pawn.
Exactly.
That was a very high quality game. You probably had one like big miss there with not playing queen g2, but again, I wouldn't be surprised if this was a very high accuracy. It was just like clean.
Thank you, Aman. Again, I'm very happy with the way I've changed my mindset to being more now like before I used to be like very impulsive. Now I'm perfectly okay with a slow game, and there's nothing wrong with that, and not being too greedy. I didn't see that pawn, but had I seen that extra pawn, I probably still wouldn't have grabbed it, just because it's now like it gives them counterplay on the open tree file towards my king. It gets complicated, whereas this is just a simple plan. And hey, buddy, it's up to you to fight your way out of it.
To figure it out. Exactly. So I would have taken the pawn. I think it becomes very winning for you, but that's why I'm saying like you'll just have to find that balance. I think here you probably were, if you did see it and you still didn't play it, then I would say that's a mistake in this position. But I'm sure there's another position where you would take it and it's like, oh, that's too greedy. So you just have to learn the limits by just experiencing the positions.
Fair enough.
Do you want to explain? Your friend Wild Hacks is wondering why f6 is a good move after knight e5. Could you explain to Wild Hacks why f6 is a good move?
Well, first of all, what Wild Hacks has to understand is that there are general rules, but they don't apply to every scenario. You have to take stock of your position and judge the pros and cons. And I know f6 is generally a terrible move, but in this position, f6 immediately, knight has to move, and he's forever stuck in this pin. And he may be able to untangle, but it'll take him like 5-6 moves to do so. And by then, I'll improve my position. So
it's impossible for white to castle. So play f6, you have this like permanent pin for white to deal with, and there's no clear answer that allows him to castle.
Exactly, and even if he does have one, spending 5-6 moves to solve it, it's totally worth the investment.
Yep. All right, let's jump back in the pool. Let's, when you're on a winning streak, good vibes, you got to keep them rolling.
Exactly. All right, finally we get white. But honestly, like I said, I actually enjoy my black games now. D5, absolutely fucking love. The French, again, that was an old joy of mine that I hung up, but I'm glad I've given it a second lease on life. He obviously wants to win my pawn here. That is pretty evidently clear. I'm thinking of taking and just...
That's right, Pepelu. So if anyone was actually curious in the last game, probably the best
go here.
Idea for white,
Bishop d2, keep it simple. Just
crazy enough, was rook c1, rook c2.
Okay, what if I go here, buddy? Get you off of the excuse me, dark square diagonal here. Now, if I take, pawn's gonna have to take, but I think because he can't get on the diagonal immediately, I think this is a perfectly fine plan.
I'm impressed. Salty taking that piece.
I'm drafting c4 here, just straight off queens, and once I do that, just like, buddy, you're done. So I could have grabbed the pawn there, which is completely hanging, but I would much rather just keep it simple, trade those queens off, and look at that. because I held and showed restraint.
I mean, Salty is a lot stronger, in my opinion.
Desperately to go queen f5, queen to h7, and deliver checkmate.
He's really destroying people right now.
Once you identify, again, it's back to that same thing, right? Identify your opponent's plans and just kill it. As long as his queen was on the dark square diagonal, h2, look at that, now he's just losing a piece here.
And his explanations are also very good as well.
And now I fully expect him to resign.
Like his reasoning is completely correct as well.
Guess we're doing 8 bishop mate here, guys. If he decides to play this one out. Okay, obviously I'm gonna go queen takes.
If you told anyone that this is a Salty game, they'd assume he was black.
Look at that, wouldn't you love?
And they would be correct.
A perpetual check. Admittedly, I didn't see the bishop competing with the knight immediately. If I did, I would have obviously snapped off that bishop. Rook f8 is gonna walk right into a fork. Also, I can just take the free bishop. But then again, though, g3 isn't that bad of a move, even though it was a little too quick.
Oh no, I like g3 from him. Keeps it simple, escape square on a light square. Love that. Okay.
I mean, I just control everything here, buddy. And like I said, you just walked right into a fork.
Is Salty gonna do a 20,000 bishop mate?
Let's put the rook on the c file here.
I mean, this is methodical.
Oof. Bishop takes.
Ooh.
Because that bishop is loose. And if bishop takes on g3 as an intermezzo, buddy, do I have news for you?
No, Salty is really
mate here, which is very
really
important,
staying high.
But I do have bishop takes. Otherwise, obviously, I'd go queen takes. But I have that board vision, guys. Don't worry. Check and mate.
Oof. I mean, this is nasty. No, this is nasty.
I mean, this is just cruise control, man. I might just hit 2K during this stream right now.
Salty, you are on one right now. You are on one. This is another beautiful game, and I pretty much totally agree with your assessment that the queen couldn't really, like with the queen on d6, that's scary. Yes. You know, you don't want to take that bishop, but when the queen goes to d7, it's like, I don't buy what you're selling.
Exactly. You gotta show me, buddy.
And then c4 to look for a queen trade. Love
Instead of grabbing the pawn.
Love it. Like, it's just keeping it so simple. You were never really in danger. You won the queen, and I mean, even after that, you played well. So nothing to say. Keep the streak going, buddy. Nothing to say.
Right. Gonna jump right into it here. Ooh. Candidate master.
Candidate master.
I'm used to crushing CMs and NMs.
Let's go.
I'm sure there's a few in the chat that can attest to that fact. Looking at you, Q-Corn, if you're in the chat.
That's true. I forgot. That's right.
I'll go rook to e8.
Salty did win
knight
that.
Takes. Or yeah, obviously, knight takes. Bishop to e3. Now, grabbing that pawn looks hella tempting, but I'm just gonna keep it simple here. Just gonna keep developing here. And now I go bishop to f8, looking to win a pawn here. Now, I could get fancy with a rook sack on e7, but exactly that. He can just simply take my knight first, and then it wouldn't really be a tactic.
That's a little...
to be aware, though.
Yeah, you don't want to... Don't want to do that.
Here.
I think...
Now, bishop e7 does not work, because I can take with check, and then take the bishop. And now, do I... Probably gotta block. Yes, I have to block. Otherwise,
pretty good analysis.
Oof, that's a nasty looking move.
Let's see what he can come up with here.
And I'm in full defensive mode. Oof, yeah.
Hey, I mean,
gonna hurt.
Salty played that pretty well.
Almost have a mating net here. Nah, he always has bishop f1. His back rank is defended sufficiently. Oof.
Like, there was nothing that he could have done to officially win that piece. So
b3.
He doesn't know it.
Just maintains the file though.
But I think he has played it about as well as you could have.
Yeah. It's a little unfortunate.
It's another pretty good move.
I saw bishop f4, and I thought I had a way out, but just didn't realize my back rank was so weak there.
I mean, I'm just seeing high quality moves.
Takes. I mean, this isn't like totally lost just yet.
His mentality is that he's worse here. I think
I do have a past d-pawn that I can start pushing.
He's gonna start
Not too
realizing
careful.
he's actually better.
To reroute that bishop. I don't know how, but somehow attack e7. I can see him.
It's a really good game so far. He's gonna have to start thinking about the time.
Just go here, defend the pawn.
Very fair. Very
Check
fair.
on the back rank, and he's so lucky that he has bishop f1, man. Just so lucky. I don't think he's even aware of his back rank problems, to be honest. Or maybe he is.
It's a good game.
But
I mean, he's not getting blown off the board in any game so far.
I mean,
it's a very good
taking
sign.
on d4 for him seems like an easy plan. Up a piece, just trade everything off. Don't gotta.
I think he meant up a pawn, but yes.
Things here. But hey, if he's gonna be taking his time, it's just gonna be looking more and more optimistic for him. And there he goes, eyeballing that pawn.
You know, he's looking for something here, I guess.
Let me take this. He's gonna grab a7. I'm gonna attack his bishop, and I'm still hoping that he gets her off of the f1 diagonal. Okay, there, buddy.
Interesting. Salty's got
to
to
f7 here is hanging.
A little bit carefully here, but I think he's got it covered.
Very much aware.
Really nice move.
Now I'm kind of regretting that my bishop was still on the diagonal. That's fine. I'll bring her back. Threaten queen f2 and queen to g1 mate. That is no longer mate, but I'll still go for that plan.
I
mean, for a guy up a piece,
I'm getting
really
speechless. I can't critique almost any move that I've seen from Salty.
And I'm already threatening queen to b1, which I didn't even realize that was a secondary threat, which I'm now noticing. f2 is hanging, and so was the piece. But I probably don't want to grab it though because of mate. No, not yeah, because of mate. Mate is still lingering on the board here.
He's got to think about the time.
G7. I mean G7. Keep it
Salty
simple.
needs to remember.
First defend.
I think he's relying on
Check.
this.
He has bishop f1. I got to be careful not to pre-move.
Yeah, there you go. Wow. So he's losing the thread a little bit here, but that's okay. He needs to think about the time.
20 seconds here.
There you go.
I think I can.
He didn't blunder mate.
Thank God I had bishop g7.
Thank God.
I hung that. Bishop g7 just saved my
All about the
here.
time. All about the time. Oh my God, he's defending this so strange. But he is defending it. He is defending it. Oh no, not more light square weaknesses. Ah. He is safe.
Gonna be a messy time scramble, but it's okay. Check. Wait, I might even go for mate here, actually.
Oh no. Him going for mate's gonna get him mated. Good, that was the right decision. 2 seconds. Can Salty do it? He's done it. What a guy.
That wasn't the cleanest conversion, but
what
you know what?
A guy.
Hey,
holy smokes.
Fighting on the back foot. But like I said, CMs and NMs, they're light work, man. You know, Rehab Salty just built different.
Dang, Salty. Dang, I don't even recognize you right now.
I know, it's crazy. I'll never understand how a CM or an NM can be 1800, but the fact of the matter remains, they're 20 over the board.
Mm-hmm.
So they clearly have understanding. So and it still baffles me how they can lose to me.
Well, you should remember that, you know, the CM title can be achieved in many ways. So
I wasn't aware.
I would bet that most CMs that you see are, I don't know if most of them are not 2200, but it's the type of title that you can sort of win as like in a youth tournament or stuff like that. And it does look like you were playing a kid who probably won some sort of zonal or maybe some national age group championship. You can like get the titles that way, but that's all to one side. I mean, who cares about this man and his title?
Okay.
This was a suspicious conversion, but only when you took on h4. That was like the first real bad move that you made.
Yeah.
It was like a string of like 15 to 20 close to top, if not top moves by you.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean the moves were just great.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I think move 9, knight d5, great. From there, you want to try your best to move your pieces in a way that you always keep a piece on d5. That's how you play against an isolated pawn. So he has an isolated pawn, you played knight d5, then you played bishop f6. Well, sorry, your next move was knight d7, and he can already take your knight, which I don't like. And you have an isolated pawn too. So instead, bishop e6, guard the knight. Now if he takes you, you always take back with the bishop, and then you can play your knight to d7. And maybe then you can play your knight to f6. And you can play pawn to h6 as if you need a move. Bishop to f8 to open up your rook on the e file. And yes, you're looking to trade pieces, but you're not looking to play moves like knight takes c3 necessarily, because it'll bring his pawn in and he might play c4. And you'd rather just kind of trade pieces on your terms on d5 and try to leave him with the d pawn all on its own.
Got it.
Yeah. But very, very good game overall. Missed some things at the end. But hey, it's a blitz game, and I like that you didn't get caught up in the moment, and you did say out loud, like, oh, I noticed he's got low time. Like, you still pay attention to the clock.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's important. Remember, it's a blitz game. It's not like, let's play perfectly. You want to work on the opening phase, but you got a real nice and easy opening, and you might have thought you were winning a piece, but everything that you guys played was all probably best moves. So it was just very good stuff.
And that's why I grabbed the pawn on h4, because I just stopped thinking about the most perfect plans. Like, let me just make easy moves, just not blunder mate.
Yes, which luckily you didn't do, but hey, it's not total luck. Your pieces were on decent squares, so I think you did really well.
Yeah.
No, this was beautiful. I think you're on a real streak right now, buddy.
I think it's only appropriate that we crest 1900.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm going to leave you to your devices then. We're what, 1897? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, good luck. And hey, this is a 2K, so good luck, sir.
This guy's a heavy hitter. I'll play the Panov. I haven't played it once this entire rehab session. Just in favor for the Too Nice Caro, which I realized a few days ago I haven't even been playing. But yeah, the Panov was my mainstay opening for such a long time. I just love these structures.
Low grade.
And now
early
queen to g4 would have been a tactic if he had not defended that knight.
Not sure what you mean, Gory. Or in what opening you're talking about.
Queen to e4 all the same here. Induce g6. And now we might need to
in situations like this,
bring the queen in, and
you don't normally need to move your queen
up the board. Okay, but queen here,
because the only knight move that's playable is usually this one.
I'm not so sure about.
And that's not that scary. Then you can move your queen. So I think white would have been better to do this, and maybe something like that. So he's still got a fine position, but I think
all right, I'll play a simple
missed opportunity.
Bishop to a3 here. I want h4 and h5, but that would just hang a pawn. And we're not in the business of hanging pawns anymore. Rook to the open files here.
Yeah, that's a solid move.
Just quick, easy moves. And I go knight e5. My rook's eyeballing his queen here. Looks like a great move.
We'll need to
g7.
We'll need to answer this. But yeah, if Salty gets his
like my position here.
Salty gets his bishops
d6.
In. Yeah, he
like
sees
I said,
it.
Kind of used to be my namesay against against the Caro-Kann, I just changed it up for it in favor of this d4 f3 e4 f3 fantasy type of pawn stack. I think it's called a Blackmare Gambit. What the hell is this? I mean, I see he's threatening checkmate, but I'm trying to think, do I have any fancy moves here? And f3 comes to mind, but I'll keep it simple with bishop to f1. Okay, hang a pawn here.
Nothing he could have done about the pawn. So I like that he's not stressing, because I think actually...
I like my position here a lot. And
yeah, I think White's position is...
on the open file here on a good day.
Pretty good.
Like rook to d7, for example.
Unfortunately, I just don't see the
dream plan.
I don't see the threat or the point of that move.
So let's say bishop to b5, a5, and then rook to d5, hitting the bishop on b7 and threatening checkmate.
Oh.
I really do think, oof.
I just heard what he
said.
said.
He makes my plan work even better. And the beauty is he does not have rook c4 because of my bishop on f1.
You got to give Salty credit. He literally planned that whole fucking thing out.
And I don't see how he stops this. Either I'm getting checkmate.
I mean, Black could have played rook c7. But you got to give him some credit.
Although I don't like
he literally executed that whole plan in his head. Like he called the whole thing.
Collapse.
He called the whole thing. Oh, I mean, it's crazy. That's crazy.
Dude, I might just hit.
Salty, you're going crazy right now.
I might just go for my peak right now.
You're going crazy on people right now.
Aman, this is 100% the rehab. Like, there's no ways around it.
You just manifested that whole plan. You were like, oh, bishop b4, rook d7, fork the bishop at f7.
I'm a new man. Before it was think first, think later. Now it's think first, move later.
like it's supposed to be. Like they draw it up in the textbooks.
Exactly.
God damn. I mean, looking at this game right here, you went for an opening that you used to play. Like you were saying, you haven't touched it since, but this is very similar to another opening that you get where you get an isolated pawn, right? So
I like those type of positions. Yeah, I'm very comfortable in them.
Exactly, and they took on c3, took back, rook b1, bishop. I mean, I don't even wanna discourage you by even talking about the little tiny things, because there were never any moments where it was like, holy shit, that's a bad move by either side, until his big blunder at the end. And, to be honest with you, you didn't always have it like completely winning for White, but it's a blitz game. It's not going to be perfect. And you had a plan, and we'll leave it at that. That was a very solid game. Plus, that was a 2K. You're taking people out, taking names.
They used to be hard to play against, but that also felt like I was playing like a 17, maybe even a 1500.
Yep.
No resistance.
Yeah, that's a good point, Captain McMac. The only thing I would mention is like the move a4 against his pawn structure, especially with your rook on b1 when there's a bishop on b7, is like a4 is always such a strong move because your a pawn is your weakness. So even if you don't win something, just playing a4 and taking on b5 is like, even if you don't win something somehow, you got rid of your weakness. So it's a good trade. And then usually a4 will actually do a lot for you because you might even just be winning a pawn.
Yeah, because the bishop is pinned.
Right. So it's it's not like completely winning outright. Like if you go a4, he goes knight a7 on move 14. Takes,
to consider, though.
Pawn takes. I wouldn't necessarily play bishop takes because you're running into bishop a6 at the end. But that's why I'm saying it's just a good thing to throw in, and now go back to normal. Rook e1, bishop out,
Got it.
But yeah, like I said, I don't want to ruin the masterpiece. It was a tremendous game, and you manifested your plan, took out a 2K. Are we letting it ride?
I think so, yeah.
I think we got to ride this energy wave because it's too good right now. You're going crazy on the pool.
All right, I'm jumping right in here.
Hell yeah. I don't, can't.
I absolutely.
You got to let it ride. When it's going this well, you guys know. If you're winning in the pool, it's like, let it ride, buddy.
Not the queenside castle for the longest time, but I've come to terms that kingside castles is a lot more stable. Because the thing with queenside is, it's just so open, man. It's like double-edged.
Okay, bishop back to d3.
If you get an attack really going on me, it's like
we're gonna have to talk about this beta energy. We're gonna have to discuss that one.
And now I just jump into d5 here. And if he takes me, well, I have the open. I've now opened up my bishop. F5 is a weak square. I know he has g6, but
so
I would love to see that hook. Because his pieces, his queen and knight are like, what are they doing on the queen side, bro?
I mean, Salty's really terrorizing the position.
Completely careless here.
No. Salty is
completely careless.
He's hurting people here.
And now queen to g5.
No. This is
knight to h6, king to h8, and knight f7, winning the exchange, or at the very least, winning the knight here.
Salty's injuring people.
If he
what the hell? Yeah. That's a different beast.
Homie just dead here. And long term, rook to d3
Holy fuck.
And to either g3 or h3. Guy's just dead already, man. Homeboy's already dead here.
It's sleazy. That's what I'm saying. It's legitimately very good chess.
Okay, now I see.
This is a tricky move, right? It plays good defense.
All right, I'm gonna go bishop to h4.
Very reasonable move.
Plan, but I'm trying to vacate some squares from our rooks here. Either g3 or h3. Slow plan, but a plan nonetheless.
Okay.
He probably wants. Well, I was gonna stay queen to c4, but then that would just completely validate my my ideas here. And I'm gonna go rook to g3, and he can't actually go king h8, but I have
crazy
knight to h4. Pawn can't take because of queen takes g6 here. Or better yet, I can just take immediately right now on g7. That too is just.
Old Salty would have played this, but new Salty is still dominant.
Like a million moves here, but I think the sexiest and cleanest is probably knight to f8. Reason B, I mean e8. Because if I go e6, there's rook to g8. And if I go e8, knight can't take as a mate, and rook can't take as a mate. And I'm hitting the queen.
That's crazy, though.
Once you realize you have a discovery,
he's a fucking god right now.
I can just move anywhere.
Oh my goodness.
Probably, mate in whatever, right? I mean, there's like a million moves here.
No, but that's crazy.
I want to put something fancy, but you know what? I'll keep
Salty,
it simple.
keep it fucking simple. Take that big ass dub.
Ideas here to just go for bishop f6 type of mate ideas, but
Salty, you're going crazy, man. You're going crazy right now.
Like, it's the rehab. I'm telling you.
Oh my god.
People need to understand the rehabilitation actually fucking worked. Like, watch out.
Oh my god.
There's a lot of people in the chat that used to think, you know, Salty is a one-trick prony. You just have a few remedies to his idea, to his chess, and he's an easy fix. Not anymore.
No, but this was a high-quality game. The only move that I just don't like straight up is bishop d3 after bishop e6.
That was just like a random move that I made just to make a move.
That's sure.
Pretty much the explanation of it.
And, you know, it ended up having an idea because you put it on b1, you played knight d5, and you opened it back up. Now, he didn't have to be so generous and open it for you, which is why I wasn't a fan of it. But at least, you know, rook d1, bishop b1, rook e1, such simple moves. Knight d5, open your bishop. It was truly like a very good and easy plan to follow. So I still don't even really mind it. But that was the one move that stood out as like, you know, why put the bishop on c4 and then just go back to d3? It's kind of a waste of a move. If you want it on d3 and go for that plan, then just put it there. But putting it on c4 and then going back, I don't really like.
I agree. I'll keep that in mind for next time.
Oh, I can't even want to speak anymore. It's just disgusting what you're doing to people right now. Oh.
I thought about, was bishop to knight e8 the best move?
It was the best move. Right? It was the best move.
I thought initially of knight to e6, but then I immediately saw rook g8 and I was like, okay, I gotta find a better discovery.
Right, knight e6 is like, you know, tremendous, obviously, but
he has resources.
That's right. No, I'm not gonna speak. We need the next game. We gotta ride this momentum like never before. This is crazy.
One thing though, pre-rehab, like this habit of not castling queenside has been so helpful.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Moras, going queenside, it was so double-edged. Like, yeah, sometimes I'll get a nice attack, but more often than not, they would attack me and not even castle themselves. And I'm just like, what the hell am I doing with my life? So
exactly. You can't force them to castle, but if you go kingside, your game is just gonna be improving if they don't castle.
Exactly. And I've already jumped into another game here.
Oh. No, but Salty is going nasty like I said, on people.
Was always the name there for me. Just I've traded it in for a more aggressive pawn sack idea.
Okay, he's got his isolated pawn position. He can play this a little aggressive.
F4,
H6 is low T.
E5.
Love White's position already.
I've never been a fan of taking on B8, the bishop, but that might be some ideas that I can potentially entertain in the future.
It's probably gonna, I don't know.
Okay, rook's in the middle. H3.
Well, isolated queen pawn habits. Is not my favorite kind of position.
Man. Bishop takes is like, oof. But I gotta resist.
So this is what I mean.
It really does not work.
Right?
Maybe with the bishop on D3, it might have, but.
And I'm not upset about that. He's gonna find his balance.
Go there.
You can't expect him to play all the games that he just played.
Not hanging. Knight takes queen
so
takes,
well.
Bishop to.
But then also find this. Like he's literally training.
Takes.
Okay.
Takes,
he just said he put the bishop there, right?
Knight G5. I think this actually works.
I mean,
I'm gonna go for it.
I like that he set up.
I really do think
he set up his sack with the bishop first.
It's just mate.
You have to give him credit.
Rook E8. I have knight to G5, bishop F8, bishop check, king to H8.
He didn't want to do it
F7 checkmate
with the bishop. He didn't want to do it with the bishop here. He brought it back
H7,
and then he did it.
To Jada, I believe is.
He calculated before sacking, literally.
Yeah.
I mean,
this is a more
speechlessly
proud. He's dead now. Obviously, we're gonna preserve my bishop here.
Now, if this, he's got just the simple sidestep, right?
Might get a little sloppy though. I have to be honest. Bishop takes on F3, and like I said, but then bishop takes on F3. Pawn takes King H8.
No, Salty knows what he's doing. Salty's gonna
checkmate.
Oh my goodness.
Even if he had gone bishop takes F3.
So disgusting.
And there we go. Checkmate.
So disgusting.
Oof. What? Oh my goodness. I have not lost my touch, guys. I will still go for H6.
Salty, what are you doing to him right now? They got families. Oh my god.
Not anymore, they don't.
And you know what? I'll be honest with you. Bishop takes H6 may have been playable when you played H3. But you know what? You saw it. Your intuition was like, maybe I could have taken that pawn. But you had to be honest with yourself. You didn't fully see the calculation. And your instinct was that your bishop needed to be on D3 first.
Yes.
So then when your bishop was on D3, you correctly evaluated. You're like, you know what? I'm not so much learning this new style of chess that I forgot how to sacrifice. You still you wanted to go for it, but you did it because you thought about it first. You didn't just sack and then think later. You thought first bishop should be on D3 and then you sacked, and look how it worked out. It was just perfect.
Just beautiful, man.
Knight B4, if bishop takes F3 had happened, you would just take it back, and honestly, King H1, Rook G1 is pretty much just me. Yeah.
Exactly.
No words. I mean, you probably had like 3-4 brilliancies in the last couple games. You're on an absolute tear rate, like just an absolute tear through the pool. People in the chat are saying they're not joining the pool until you go to sleep. Until we have confirmation, a pic in the sauna of Salty in his goddamn bed, nobody from 1700 to 2200 is joining the pool.
Oh yeah, because my range is within 400.
Good God.
Yeah. No one is safe. Rehab, the Salty is on a tear.
The checkmates are gorgeous. I agree. You know, put away the look for better and just focus on the chess. You are clapping the pool like I've never seen. I've never seen before. This is the Renaissance Salty.
Now, it's literally impossible to just keep winning. At some point, you gotta lose. And I think this is a high point. Because we had like, what, 8 wins in a row, which is...
Yeah, what is it? Let me double check.
Did I adopt the pool, actually?
I want to let's see where we are. So you did have a draw, right? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right now, and you have played a total of 8 games. So you won, you drew, and then you won 6.
That's an insane score. My previous would have probably been like 3 wins and 7 losses with the way I played.
Well, I think that this high rate now is too good to just, because you'll never be okay with yourself if you don't push it to the maximum. So why don't we play till a loss? I think you're not going to lose till you hit 10. The way you're fucking playing right now is unbelievable. Don't think about how many wins you have. Just play the next game and stick to the fundamentals.
All right.
Do your thing.
All right, bud. Jumping in. Another white game, and I feel sorry for this random 1952. I just hope it's not somebody in the pool, I mean, in the chat, who just accidentally had the stream on mute and just joined the pool. Because he's going to learn today, bud.
Oh my goodness.
I was fully expecting it to be someone in the chat.
Salty feeling himself.
And then was like, yeah, I am not playing Salty. I'm letting that one go into abort.
Damn. This is an interesting variation.
I actually like the
what the hell?
Fildor positions because of a famous game, Paul Morphy, the opera game. That was the turning point in my chess, actually. I watched a video on it and I was like dumbfounded that you can just sack all your pieces with initiative and still win the game. His queen sack on B8 in the end
so
for
Salty,
opera was just like, oof.
Salty is going to have to sack a piece. That was what got the juices. So let's see what Salty does, because he's going to need to sack here.
Actually,
I think he is realizing.
I was just bonding over my... All right.
I think, yeah, exactly. He'll find the best move
complicated
because he is forcefully losing a piece. So he had to play that, honestly. Understandable.
What the hell is this? I mean, I got
the fuck?
So many moves here.
The fuck?
I mean, Discovery looks way too good not to play here. Check.
What the fuck?
I wouldn't be surprised if this is going to lead to a forced check.
Is bro okay?
Check. King D7, and I wish I had my knight, but I don't. However, King D6, Bishop F4. Buddy, I'm not even going to take your rook here, buddy. I'm going to grab your pawn. Now I'm threatening your rook and your...
Nah, but Salty's going crazy right now.
There's got to be like a million ways to KO the lad here. Check.
Oh my god.
I mean, check here wins the exchange, but is there better? I wish he didn't have to sack the exchange here.
Thing is,
but
Salty,
you know what? I'm going for a king hunt.
He needs to realize
what the hell.
The attack's not over, right?
Check.
You know what I mean? Like, it's still raging on. I had a game like this recently.
Oh, I have a better idea.
No, but Salty's crazy.
If he goes king to d6, I win the queen. And if he goes to f6, well, that you don't gotta tell me twice that that's gonna lead to checkmate.
Salty is insane right now.
Like,
nah.
h4. I mean, there has to be a KO here somewhere, bro. h4. Yeah, h4, so... king to h6, queen to g6, checkmate.
So fucking crazy.
And if he keeps blocking that, okay, that's just mate, buddy.
That's
Get him out of here.
Crazy.
What the actual hell? I have never been so concrete in a king hunt in my life.
Salty, what are you doing right now? Oh my god. You can't be stopped.
What the actual hell? It feels so weird calculating concrete lines.
And you're saying everything out loud. So if anyone was like, oh, I don't even, how is he finding these moves? You're saying what you're thinking. You're saying what you're doing.
Yeah. Oh man. That is just beautiful.
It's a gorgeous game. It's such a beautiful king hunt because eventually you realize, oh, bishop g5 kind of sucks that he gets to sack the exchange. But guess what? The attack is still raging on after that. It doesn't end there.
And usually you need 3 pieces for a successful attack. But more often than not, the queen and knight combo is the sole exception. They are so lethal together. It's insane.
Nuts. Absolutely not. I mean, this was gorgeous. Queen takes h7 instead of knight takes his rook. Okay, Salty. Okay.
I mean, you gotta be accurate, man, right? You can't be too greedy. I'm already down material. Winning the exchange doesn't do shit for me. My knight is way more valuable than that rook.
And like, let's be honest. We all know because we heard you. But whether or not we heard you or not, it's clear that you didn't intend after d5 for this to happen. But he kind of forced you to find knight e5 because you knew you were gonna lose a piece.
Exactly.
So he like forced you into it.
You might as well go for complications.
That's right. And
make the most of the blunder.
And I mean, Mout P just came in with 5 subs, but I can tell you that it's almost to the point where, like, I'm gonna have to start charging people 5 subs to even watch you play. Like, it's getting to the point I might have to sell tickets.
This is like pay-per-view.
This is so entertaining, but also I'm just very happy for you. You're playing out of your mind. Don't think about how many wins you have. Just jump in the fucking pool, buddy. Keep the energy going. You're killing it.
Going for the next game here. Black, E6, automatic.
Let it ride. Get it. Let it ride.
E7 here. Castles. Probably should have gone C6 first because if knight B5 immediately would have been a little painful to deal with.
I think he's right.
He didn't go for it, so.
Yeah. It's not a big deal, but I know what he means. That's a fair comment.
On autoplay.
This doesn't make sense.
This move I'm very happy to see because if he chose my bishop for his bishop,
agreed.
Hey, buddy, I got news for you. I have moved that piece all day, whereas he has wasted.
Nah, Salty's swagging on people. Much tempi. He's swagging on people right now.
And once I get my knight to G7, you best believe I'm playing queen to F5.
He's used this same plan, rinse and repeat, every game, and it works every game.
I could also just hunt down that bishop as well.
I showed him this idea like on a whim, like maybe he'll remember once in his life. He's played it every single game and it's worked every single game.
F3 isn't gonna change shit. Those ladies are coming off, my guy.
Oh my goodness.
Damn, I'm out of water, bro. I gotta get a refill here. Cause I'm getting thirsty, bro. Cause
he's getting thirsty.
Way too hot. Now,
a little right angle triangle.
Do I trade him or do I let him trade me? I mean, both are just great options.
He can't make a bad decision here. Like, you know, doesn't matter what you do, it's gonna be okay.
But what I do know is I want to hunt down that bishop, and someday get a knight to E4.
He's hunting the bishop. He said,
"I'm going, buddy."
Not sure that White is going to be able to.
Bishop here.
That's right. He's thinking about it.
C7, rook to C8, bishop to. Okay, no, bishop to B4 in the end. So the bishop really is never going to get trapped, but I like chasing it around. And look at this, we're actually up on time here.
This is nuts.
I'll definitely take, and I can see him going rook takes and blundering. Well, it's not really a blunder because bishop to E7. I mean D6.
Yeah, Salty was actually right. He was trapping the bishop, but he kind of thought the bishop was escaping, and he was
with tempi on that.
Technically, he was wrong there. Right? But
now I see a weakness here, which is.
Ooh, I thought he was going there.
I mean, not E6, but.
Okay. I think he's trying to double, maybe go like that. Solid game, and look how much time he's up. Look how much time.
Now,
okay, you know what's happening.
I mean, it's pretty clean to just simply play B6 here.
God damn!
Frick that knight. He's doing the same for my knight, and now I'm threatening F6 here. And just chipping away at that center.
I mean, what the hell's White doing, right?
And
useless moves.
Pawn here, no matter how you slice it.
Nah, but this is crazy.
That, king in and just walk all over his grave.
Like, I just hope that you guys are actually taking a moment to appreciate what you're watching.
Pushing my knight to squares.
Salty is playing so fucking well.
No time for G5 by him, and that pawn is still going to be hanging. And I mean, this is just a clap. There's no way around it here.
Unbelievable.
And look at him. He's just lamenting the fact that he has to trade pieces here. And whether he takes me or not, I'm taking on F4, buddy. I'm taking on F4.
He's literally playing. Well, actually,
a captain. I'm up a minute and a half here. This is just.
I don't think I've had a run where I've played this well, you know, relative to the
And
pool.
now
You know what I mean?
Bishop here.
That's a solid move.
Really rub it in that.
That's a solid move.
I could trade. I want him to do it and feel the pain.
That's a very, very solid move.
I mean, bishop takes on c3 looks pretty juicy. Simplify the position, but I think that's unnecessary for trades because my pawn on c6 in the end would hang.
He's right again. He's right again.
Okay, g5.
He's right again.
He takes, but he does not.
Jesus Christ. It's just insane.
Bishop here.
Yeah, he missed rook e3,
at this
but
point, I can just flag him.
But
no need to even
he's done pretty well up till here.
h6, just keep that pawn defended some more. And if that knight ever moves, I have bishop checked, or even I don't have it anymore because his knight.
7 seconds though. I mean, this is dominating. It's not even close.
Actually, no. Now I have a fork here, and then I have check, and we're just simply just trade everything off here, buddy. King walks in.
This is destructive.
Restrict the knight, and immediately hangs the knight. I mean, this is just
walk in the park.
This is just like, oof. Like the guy has zero hope here. Like, this is the definition of just lost. Like,
such a beautiful game,
start to finish.
Look, he didn't find everything, but he found almost everything.
Who's next? That's my only question. Who's next on my hit list?
I've never heard silence that loud. Who's next? I don't think anyone wants to answer.
Oh yeah.
Nobody wants to be next right now. You're winning in all kinds of ways. Queen trades, endgame, attacks, sacrifices, a little bit of every little sprinkle of this, little sprinkle of that.
I'm not sure exactly how many games I'm at, but I'm just gonna keep.
You're a menace right now. No, I can't say anything. You're using knight e6, g6, knight g7, bishop f5, and it's working like a goddamn charm.
Like I said, like I actually enjoy playing with black now. I used to lament seeing d4 because my only response was the England Gambit, and within the England Gambit, it was only the queen sack line.
The queen sack line that you liked, right?
Every other line is just painful to play because it's very hard to play. But now it's like d4, d5. Hey, buddy, let's rumble.
Buddy, don't even think about how many games. Don't worry. The rest of us are keeping track. You just keep doing you because you are on another level right now. So stay there.
All right, e4. We haven't really talked about these systems, but I personally think they're just shit of trash at my rating, and I handle them pretty well.
I think Salty's
I'm totally okay with that. Whoa.
Queen trade. I mean, I feel like Salty's he's a queen trade guy now.
The fact he's very confident does scare me a little, but
thank you for the sub, Steel. I honestly think
I will refrain from a queen trade just for now because
first of all, it's a great decision.
Very confident.
That isn't the best move,
and I still don't feel as confident.
That isn't the best move.
My endgame, so
I like the decision. I would have maybe gone to a dark square.
It's a fair decision on my end,
but we'll leave it like that.
Here. That's not good.
Thank you, Steel. I honestly think this is like
it's okay though.
Peak entertainment.
We can make this work.
Yeah.
This castle.
I like that move, and guess what? Can't really defend everything here.
Still not a fan of how like low T this guy is, so I feel pretty confident that we can work something out here.
There was
f4, f5.
Even this was an idea. That was an idea. Okay, yeah.
f4 probably not as good with the queen on that
a few
square,
misses there.
But now f4, without my knight being pinned, I feel much more comfortable.
Salty missed some free pawn energy.
And f6, and then queen d2 and queen 2.
But still, I mean, it's a blitz game.
I mean,
lots of hope here. Lots of hope.
Check.
I like this kind of stuff, but I mean, we'll see what he's into.
Nah, I'll continue with my plan here.
Okay, fair.
F4,
totally fair. Black's obviously got to be careful of that.
Rook up and over.
This can absolutely be scary. I mean, yeah, Black's Playing some very slow stuff.
Infiltrate, also vacate c4 for my bishop.
Yeah, we see what he wants, right? That's obvious. No, he's forcing black to
also E6
really
is a
defend
tender
here.
square. So this bishop
It's tough to defend this.
Trained on that square because
Jesus.
it's forcing a lot of things. And
This is not easy.
Run to, E7 here.
This is not easy. This will be a real test, though.
Okay.
After this,
kind of plan. Rook h8 is pretty much forced.
What's he gonna do? This right here, I think, is like a defining move.
C4, D5.
He's calculating.
Pawn takes, bishop takes. Hold up. C4, pawn D5.
He's calculating some critical lines here. This is a tense game.
All right, that's an unnecessary sack.
I actually agree with him that it didn't work.
What if I go here though?
This is okay. I think it's tough to play, but you know, he missed an opportunity maybe to go here now. After c5, d5 is a little less comfortable, but
I mean, I'm liking the light squares that I have.
Agreed. He's all over.
I'm liking them a lot.
He's all over the opponent in this position. This guy can, you know. He's all over him.
Bishop to f5, keep everything under control here.
I mean, black's rooks
and now I'm gonna
pieces. Every single piece is tied down.
Rook to
every single piece.
To d3 and try to win d6, but he obviously pushed, which is fine. All I want is rook to.
I love the moves though.
Rook d7, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna lead. That's mate.
Isn't he playing with such authority right now?
And the two rooks take away the king's escape squares.
It's not always the best plan,
C4
but
is probably his only move here. In which
he's
case,
really on one right now.
Yeah, probably C4 is only.
I'm so impressed.
He takes. I mean, rook d6. I mean, rook d7 is just like lights out, buddy.
Moves the king,
and he can't even challenge the file because I have full control over it.
These squares
are rook d7
dominated. I mean, this
is the knight and deliver mate.
This
Simple
is
as that.
Unbelievable.
You see, I can go to king's side and then immediately switch my plan over towards the center, towards the queen's side, whatever needs to be done. And now him going there probably leads to force mate with rook check, knight d7 though. So I gotta be careful, eh? Rook check, knight e7, and I got nothing. What if I go rook here first, though? Hitting the queen so that I can regain control over g6.
Oh my
Because not being able to facilitate an attack on g6 is what really hurts my plan, so... That, not gonna lie, rook playing this move feels really real sexy. And now this is just simply force mate.
Oh, that's just disgusting!
Check, king up, and g6 mate.
I don't have anyone. I've never seen anybody play this well. I've never seen anybody play this well.
This is just like a wrap. And just a
holy fuck!
A little side note: had he gone rook to e8, okay, I thought I had queen d7. I mean, f7 I don't. Queen control. I try to be fancy there with the exploitation of the pin, but yeah. Just
Salty,
queen,
you're going nuts right now. That was a gorgeous game. Rook d5, a little finesse.
Exactly.
I saw that, my lord.
Once I saw that I don't have enough, I was like, no, I need to find enough. And then that was when I saw rook d5.
There's so many moments here that show growth on your part. First of all, you rushed with knight b5 early and you dropped b2. It happens. I mean, you're not gonna play literally perfect game every time. So yeah, that was a mistake. I was okay with your decision not to trade queens, but your queen usually wants to operate still on the dark squares. So queen e3 or queen d2, I like better than queen d3. Queen d3, light square blocks your bishop. You want to control dark squares because you don't have a dark square bishop.
Exactly.
So queen d2 or queen e3 I like better. But okay. Queen b2, castle c6. Here you have a lot of options. Knight c7, because d6 is hanging with your queen. Maybe queen d6 right away. Maybe knight takes d6. But ultimately, I don't know if you saw them, didn't like them, but it looked like you just zoomed past them, played knight d4. So that was when it was like, okay, you're clearly down material, but you didn't rush. And you
I
didn't
didn't see
panic.
anything fine.
You said, okay, I'm not going to play f4 with the queen on b6. Kick the queen. And f4. And then I like they just went for a plan. You're already on the back foot. Just play f5. It's like, go for something. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But at least make him prove it. And you so quickly brought the rook up. Queen over. You thought about this. To me, this was my favorite moment. You were looking at bishop to c4 after rook h8.
And I was calculating the sack.
And you saw bishop c4, pawn d5, takes. And then here you were saying bishop takes d5. Does it work? And after knight takes d5, queen g6 check, king f8. Yeah, this is extremely tough. h6 is hanging, but his queen is sliding over. f6 is also defended, and you're down a piece. So the old Salty would have played that in a fucking heartbeat.
Oh yeah. In
a heartbeat. But you saw that the final position was unclear, and said, you know what? I like my position right now. Why am I stressing? Rook d1. We just bring the boys in.
Exactly.
And then he goes c5. You go knight e6. You get this gorgeous position where you're all over his light squares. Bishop goes into f5. And straight up, the game is just over. Like, it is over from here. It's just a matter of how you were going to do it and whether or not you blundered something or, you know, made a mistake later. But it was over because rook on h8 can't move a muscle. Rook on f8 can't move a muscle. Knight on e7 can't move a muscle. King on g7 stuck. You got them all tied down.
Exactly. And I recognize my battery on h5 does nothing. So why keep my rook there? Let's play in the center here.
Salty, gorgeous, just gorgeous.
I didn't screaming rook takes d5. I didn't even consider that sack, which I know
it's a strong move. Yeah, it's a strong move. But you know what? It's not like you missed a killer blow here and played like a subpar move. I mean, you played rook d3 because you realized something. The rook on h8, you don't need your rook and your queen hitting h6 for it to be trapped. It's trapped anyway because the rook on f8 is trapped and stuck. So you realize, just bring the rook over. I'm just up 2 rooks in the center of the board. And I think at some point, a couple moves later, you realize, you're like, wait a minute. He can't even challenge me. He can't move anything. He's stuck.
And that's such a nice feeling to just absolutely dominate your opponents without luck.
You were right that he should have played c4. It was his only try. But, I mean, he didn't even come close to seeing as many things as you did in this game. That was just clear. You were seeing things he wasn't. Salty.
I'm hot. I'm
back in the pool.
Oh, d4 hit d5. Let's go, buddy.
What the fuck are we looking at? Salty is on one.
Oh, this is the London. Oof, we talked about it today. Okay, I know for a fact I gotta challenge the bishop.
I like that move.
That much I know.
It's not quite the London, but
yeah, we literally talked about it on the call, so I didn't have time to like revise it, but I do remember the ideas.
That wasn't the London, so he's okay. He's in his own head a little bit right now.
Move here.
He thinks he's in a different opening.
Yes.
But I'm not concerned. Then
f4.
He's fine.
And maybe I can go for an attack here. Rook to e6, rook to g3, or to h5. And if he ever takes me, well, I'm always going to be
so impressive
in those positions.
So impressive.
Okay, f6 is definitely happening here.
How many games in a row has this guy won? Who's keeping track?
Rook f8. I want to bring my rook to the open file. That's it's an easy plan. Let's go knight to f6 first. Defend f7, and now we push.
This was hasty, very hasty.
We take. Wait, I mean, no, it wasn't with check.
Very hasty. F4 is wrong energy. I don't know where that came from. This move and this move was just simple, all that you need. Very hasty.
I'm not sure whether I should take that bishop or not, to be honest.
And he's probably looking at this, which doesn't quite work.
Bishop takes h3, queen takes f, pawn takes. Queen takes, it would be mate, but he has rook to h2 there, so.
White's starting to come alive here. Salty's gonna have to earn this win. He really is.
I'm sure about this pin though.
He's playing well, but this is a back and forth game. He has to earn this win.
All right, I'm gonna play simple here. This guy just wants to trade everything off. I don't mind. Let's let's try to play everything defensively here, hold everything down. Oof. I'm not liking some of my moves here, to be honest.
He's down on time. This is a tough game for him. Very tough.
I gotta just fucking move here.
That's a good move.
It's atrocious.
It's really not that bad.
I'm trying to not hang my pawn here.
So I mean, he hung this, but it's really irrelevant. He should have played this move after that. That's what he should have done.
This is terrible. He could have traded queen and gone g3 there. Really
we'll see how he handles this.
Chipping me away. This is a collapse.
Still only down a pawn. It's not so bad. Just needs to consolidate, get a nice solid position, you know? There you go. Dude, don't think that this is, you know, just dead for Salty.
But
far from it, in my opinion.
Just going for like one move threats. Attack a weakness, throw a check.
I think he's still got tons of life here.
Much all he's doing here. But it still is pretty effective.
You can see what he wants, right?
Salty's, I might have a forced draw here with queen to h4.
Just keeping it spicy.
And I have full control over the dark squares here.
This is a good struggle.
Pushes that pawn.
Very good struggle by Salty.
H2,
he's also down a full minute here.
To h5. No more checks, and I think the checks here are going to be perpetual. h2 and g2. I mean g3. That's the perpetual here.
He's right about that if the king goes there, but the king could also go there.
He is obviously aware of that idea. Wow. Okay. Check there. Check.
It's not so easy to make a draw here. That's the thing.
Check.
Yep. Salty's doing well here.
This is my only hope.
Very well. But I was about to say...
I'm actually go for mate here, actually.
I was about to say, this move might throw him off.
So,
because there's no check.
Clean cut from anymore.
18 seconds. Fuck. He's got to earn this.
Commentary. I'm going to focus at 18 seconds here. It's mate, right?
Oh my god.
Rook
oh my
H1,
fucking god!
Rook H1's...
He's going crazy!
What? The actual flying hell, dude. I was so lost that game. My only hope was that perpetual. A great move to e4, giving his king an escape square. But then all of a sudden I was like, wait a sec. Screw my draw. I might actually go for the king hunt here.
Salty, can you do me a favor? Can you head over to the chessbrah chat on Twitch?
Okay.
And imagine that I just adopted someone. Could you type in the message that you would type in if you saw that? Because you just adopted the chess.com pool 10 games in a row against the pool, against random, a different person every time. You just adopted the pool.
That is actually fucking insane. What the actual fuck? I'm 19-6. I gained 100 elo just now.
You literally just gained 100 points.
That is I've never won 10 in a row in the pool before. I guess an opponent sure, because stylistically maybe they are a terrible matchup or whatnot. But to face 10 different styles, 10 different scenarios.
You're not rematching. It's not like, oh, I crushed this guy, I'm just gonna beat him 10 times. It's like, no, different styles, different openings, different looks. Your hardest game was the 10th one. You're right. You were fucking dead on time, if nothing else.
Exactly. And then that one glimmer of hope was that perpetual on h2, g3, and then he moved his rook, and all of a sudden I was like, you know what? I might even go for the attack here and potentially mate him, and we did. Maybe it wasn't forced.
when you're hot, you're hot. You know, like when your games were going bad, somehow you made it work, and it wasn't like your opponents just played awful, choked it out. It's like, no, you still had to, in many situations, find an important move, or track down a king, or find a tactic when you need to, or defend a certain way when you had to, and you did every time. When you're hot, you're hot. Like when you're feeling yourself, this is what happens.